March is Women's History Month. It's a time we set aside to honor women's contributions in science, business, sports, social movements, and so many other fields. For centuries in America, women's contributions in these fields were often overlooked. As a result, they were omitted from history. That's why we celebrate Women's History Month and the opportunity it gives us all to get a more complete picture of our American history. It's important that we use times like this to teach new generations about those women we all know, like Rosa Parks, whose refusal to surrender her seat to a white passenger on a bus helped launch the effort to end racial segregation in America. Like Susan B. Anthony, an abolitionist who became one of the leading figures in the movement to gain the right to vote for women. And like Claire Booth Luce, the first American woman appointed to a major ambassador post. This month also gives us an opportunity to learn about those women whose names we don't know as well. Like Alice Ball, an African-American chemist who in the early 20th century developed the first successful treatment for leprosy, a debilitating disease that once left its victims ostracized from society. And like journalist Nellie Bly, who posed as a mental patient in 1887 to go undercover in a women's mental asylum in New York City to expose the terrible conditions patients were subjected to. Her report led to lasting institutional reforms in mental health care. And like chemist Stephanie Kwolek, who in 1965 created a lightweight and durable new fiber that later became Kevlar, which is used to create bulletproof vests and helmets that protect the lives of our law enforcement and military. Women have invented new medicines, fought as heroes on our battlefields, and enforced the laws in our communities. They led in the effort to end slavery. They have created businesses and built hospitals, and they fought to secure their own right to vote. Women have played pivotal roles in building this country. The United States wouldn't be the economic superpower and the world's beacon of liberty without their contributions. On the home front, on the war front, and in the workplace, women have served and shaped our great nation. That's why Women's History Month is such an important opportunity for us to pause and honor their profound contributions. As we recognize them, let's also honor the everyday women who make our families, communities, economy, military, and nations so strong. The Heritage Foundation is deeply proud to honor them all, not only during Women's History Month, but indeed every day of the year.
Where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the morning. Welcome to Vision and welcome to our Vision Sunday celebration. I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad you're tuning in. Stay put. Don't go anywhere. Don't keep scrolling. Don't keep clicking. Stay right here. Get comfortable. We have a wonderful celebration for you with prayer and music and talk and inspiration. And you are welcome here, absolutely. So get comfortable, get your coffee, sit down, pull up a chair, the whole bit. We are going to pray in first because that is what we do here, right? We pray because we know prayer changes things. It absolutely does. So we bookend everything that we do in prayer. So please join me right now in our opening prayer. Just being so grateful for life, being so grateful right here, right now, that we woke up this morning, that we opened our eyes and just stepped into this day, which is limitless in its potential, open to the possibilities of choosing a life for ourselves, more expansive, more aware, more awake, more exciting than ever before. Knowing that Spirit is living its life through us and as us in the world, we know that we are the place where peace of God shows up, where the love of God and the joy of God and the abundance of Spirit flows through us and as us into the world. So I give thanks for this time we spend together. I know it's blessed. I know Spirit is leading the way through this celebration, opening our hearts and our minds to the truth. So giving great thanks, I simply let it be. And so it is. Amen. Doesn't that feel good? It absolutely does. So we are here to serve you in prayer, to serve you in inspiration. Wherever you are, wherever you're tuning in from, if this is your first time tuning into Vision Celebration, welcome. If you are a Vision member and you are a founding member, if you've been here forever, welcome. Absolutely. Either way, both and, right? Both and. We are here to inspire, to pray, and to transform lives through this practical spirituality. And to that end, we have licensed practitioners. These are people who have gone to school for years in the art of compassionate listening and the science of healing prayer. And they are here to pray with us and for us all the time. So if you are new to Vision, we have on our website, www.visioncsl.org, we have a practitioner page. You can go find it in the tabs. We're up there by ministries. These practitioners are here to pray with us and for us. So find a practitioner name, a phone number, give them a call, allow them to pray with you and for you. At the end of our celebration, we'll have a meet and greet room at Zoom. You'll get the address in the dialogue box. Go to the meet and greet room. We have practitioners standing by there who will take you to a breakout room and do one-on-one prayer there as well. However you would like to be prayed, however you would like to be served in prayer, we are here to serve you. So to that end, don't leave here until you've had prayer support. Let's see, what else can I tell you? It is Women's History Month. Yay! Didn't you like that lovely little bit, that film clip we had at the beginning? Honoring women. Yay, we love that. Such a good feeling, right? So research that. Find a woman's name you don't know and find out what she did in our history. It's amazing how much you can learn about the forgotten women or the women whose names we're not familiar with that gave so much and transformed this country with their service. So do that too. What else do I want to tell you? I know we have a greeting that we always say when you walk through the doors here. And since you can't walk through the door at this point, we'll say it anyway because we know it's in our hearts. So it's a greeting that we have on our welcome packet. We say it together to remind ourselves, and we say it for our new guests, people who have just come in for the first time. So let's say it together. I know you know what it is. Whoever you are and wherever you are welcome here. You are safe and you are loved. So get comfortable, relax, pull up a chair. Like I said, get your second cup of coffee. We are going to welcome in our celebration singers right now who will center us, the beautiful centering song to prepare us for our 5-minute meditation. Okay, take it away, singers.
is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. You are my reflection. There is only
Good morning. My name is Reverend Sam Flynn. I'm a staff minister here at Vision, and now is our time for our 5-minute meditation. So just take some time to relax now. We have a few quotes for you, and the bowl will ring to mark the start and stop of our meditation time. And just take a deep breath and allow these quotes to take you into our quiet time. From Deepak Chopra, he writes, "When you live your life with an appreciation of the coincidences and their meanings, you connect with the underlying field of infinite possibilities." And from our founder, Ernest Holmes, "To learn how to think is to learn how to live, for our thoughts go into a medium that is infinite in its ability to do and to be." And so just feeling so grateful to take a moment to pause and to remember that there is one life and one presence and one essence that is this very moment, that is within me, within each one, that it is divine, that is holy, that is grace itself, finding its way into expression as this very moment, calling forward the experience of love, calling forward the experience of grace, calling forward the experience, the embrace of goodness in all things. And so what I know for right now, for this infinite space of good, that all things are indeed the choice of even more life, even more expression. Even more is the call for the experience of the divine in each of our lives, right now, right here and now. It is that infinite choice that is called the Divine One, that is called God, that is called love, that is called light. All of these words to say and to describe the experience of the divine that lives within myself, with each one that is within the sound of my word, whether it be in this moment or in the one that, for those that are listening at a different time, it is all the same moment. It is the present. It is now. It is life. And so what I know in this time, there is abundance, there is balance, there is wisdom, there is love, there is grace. All of these words we use to describe the infinite light, the infinite love that is God. And so I call these things good. I know they are here and now. As we give attention to the divine within, these things manifest instantly. They are indeed the vision in each one's heart being called forward right here and right now. I accept it. I know it. I call it good. I speak it from the foundation, the truth of life that I know so well. For I know the universe always says yes, it is done. I give thanks for it, and I simply let it be now. And so it is.
Hi, everybody. It's so great to be back with you again. I'm Teri Wilder, and happy 2021, my first time seeing you this year. I'm going to do 2 songs for you this morning, and this first one is written by a couple of dear friends of mine, Jan Garrett and J.D. Martin, Out of the Silence. Silence into the song, out of the darkness into the light, where there was nothing, something comes to be. Take a breath and see possibility. Out of the morning, soft as a summer breeze, out of the struggle into a life of ease. In the quiet, the turning of the tide, out of the darkness into the light. Out of the to the song, millions of voices are singing all along. Have we the it be and listen carefully to hear the harmony over the rainbow under the sun. Everything's blooming, a new day has begun. Here's the beginning, we've known it all along. Out of the silence, into the song. Here's the beginning, we've known it all along. Out of the silence, into the song. Out of the silence, into the song. La da da la, la da la la la.
Good morning. Here we are in a new month. It's March. Welcome to March. And its new theme, open to possibilities. Open to possibilities. Doesn't it feel great? Boy, that feels expansive. I love that theme. We're going to play with it all month long and have a wonderful time with it. Today's talk is called Infinite Field, because really that's how we exist. That's where we exist, right? In this infinite field of possibilities. You know, I think we were born on purpose. We are born on purpose, and we're born with talents and abilities and ways to fulfill our purpose, right? Ways to fulfill the purposes, whatever they are. And, you know, they change over the course of a lifetime. But whatever it is that is our purpose at the moment, we know that we have the talents and the abilities to fulfill that purpose. Because I'm not saying that we're born for like one thing and one thing only, and then, because what happens after you achieve that, right? You're just gonna like kind of just slide for the rest of your life? No, of course not. You have new goals. You set new goals for yourself, new reasons for living, new things to achieve. So the purposes will change throughout your lifetime, but those purposes always have ways to fulfill themselves through us, through our talents, and through our abilities, even as those purposes change. You know, I was thinking about it when, you know, remember when you were a little kid, right? The sky is the limit. Well, actually, that's not even a right saying, because there is no limit. The sky's the limit. Nah, the sky's not even the limit, right? We could do anything when we were little kids. Ask a little kid, what do they want to be when they grow up, you know? And it's just like, the world of possibilities is just open in a child's mind. They're going to be astronauts, or somebody's going to be a ballerina, somebody's going to be a firefighter, somebody's going to be a rock star, right? We have all of these ideas of what we're going to do when we're kids, and anything and everything is possible for us. Walt Disney said, if you can dream it, you can do it. Right? And isn't that the way you felt when you were a child, right? If you could think it up, oh my gosh, we could absolutely do it. John Burroughs said, if you think you can do it, you can. What a wonderful expression. And of course, Dizzy Dean said, it ain't bragging if you can do it. I love that, you know? And that's who we are as children, isn't it? We can do anything, you know, whatever we can think of, whatever we can dream of, we absolutely can do it. And it's not until we begin to grow up does the voice of the world close that down for us, right? Sometimes we can trace the events to a particular person or to a traumatic event or to a series of reinforcing statements that are the catalyst for us to close down our lives of infinite possibilities to something else, right? Sometimes it can be a traumatic event. Sometimes it can just be like a series of almost, these small, almost imperceptible judgments that are made on us that will change how we view ourselves and what we believe about ourselves, what we believe to be true about ourselves. And really, it's not. And sometimes it doesn't even come from the outside. Sometimes it comes from ourselves. Sometimes we are the ones that begin to close down our own ideas of what is possible for ourselves. I remember when I was in high school, chemistry. Blah. Okay, it was like, I just couldn't do it. And that didn't come from the outside. That didn't come from my parents. It didn't come from the teachers. Didn't come from anybody but me. And I thought, chemistry. I can't do chemistry. I just couldn't do the whole electric thing, For some reason, I just couldn't get it. The balancing the equations, the protons and the positive charges and the electrons and the negative charges and the neutrons. The joke, right? The neutron walks into a bar, says to the bartender, "How much for a beer?" And the bartender says, "For you, no charge." Haha. Yeah. But I'm bummed, right? Anyway, I couldn't get it. Right? I just, the whole balancing equations and electricity in chemistry, I don't know. And so I took the class, I got out as quickly as I could, and I thought, I'm never going to do that again, right? I'm never going to go into chemistry again. I'm going to do something else that doesn't require any understanding of electricity whatsoever. So I majored in biology in college, and guess what? Yeah, right? Our whole body is based on electrical charges. Everything that our bodies do is based on electrical charges. Every time that gases pass through our lungs, it's electrical charges. Every time enzymes go in and out of the body, it's electrical charges. Every single thing that our bodies do are based on electrical charges. So, how about that? That was a big surprise when I got to college, and here's what happened. I had to have a new thought about balancing, chemical equations. I had to take on a new thought about my relationship to understanding electricity and chemistry. And so I did the steps, right, that we teach here in religious science. I did those steps without realizing it, without knowing it, because it was years before I read the science of my textbook. But I did the steps intuitively. I was changing my thinking and changing my life around this particular situation so that I could succeed, right? That's exactly what happened. And Ernest Holmes said this: there is one life. That life is God. That life is our life now. Consciously, we identify ourselves with it. Definitely, we affirm the one presence and the one power operating in and around and through us. Anything that denies the supremacy of good is itself but a mistake in judgment. As we come to open up our thought to a greater acknowledgement and acceptance of the divinity that resides within us, we find ourselves on a pathway to achieving the purpose for which we were created, to express the nature of the divine, the source of our being. So we are here to open ourselves up to a greater experience of living, to an absolute, total experience of everything that life has to offer. Meanwhile, the voice of the world is trying to close that down. Well, it's not even trying it on purpose. It's just doing it to keep us safe, to keep us small, to keep us, secure. So we come into the world knowing, we know on some intuitive level that we can do anything. And then life can either enhance that belief or it can try to smother it, right? That's really what goes on. Something happens to us that causes us to form an opinion about our ability or our inability to do something. We're told maybe by a parent, oh, I was terrible at math and you're so much like me, you're going to be bad at math too, and we'll take that on as a truth when it really isn't. It's just, we start moving from infinite possibilities to limited options based on what someone else says. And I liken it to the quantum field, right? Like quantum mechanics, where they say that as we gaze at one thing, right, the potential, the wave function will collapse into a particle that we get to observe, right? So when we put our attention on something, the whole infinite field collapses into that particle. And after a while, we will not even see the options anymore that we don't think we can have, right? They won't even pass our consciousness because we've already ruled them out as a possibility in our lives. We eliminate them from our observation. And sometimes all it takes is an embarrassing situation when we're a child or a hurtful statement, and we make that event mean something about ourselves, and it changes what we think is possible for us, right? It closes us down in that particular area. And as children, we go from to infinity and beyond to keep your feet on the ground and be realistic. And it changes what we believe we can do. And after a while, we can't even see anything that lies outside of this self-imposed limitation. Our infinite field of possibilities becomes a little tiny patch of dirt that we can stand on. That's it. And we start to believe all kinds of things. I'm not lovable. I'm not important. I can't do chemistry. I'm never taken seriously. I'm not good enough. Fill in the blanks. What were the messages that you escaped childhood thinking? And even when we are faced with proof that we do matter, proof that we are loved, we can't see it. We just refuse to see it because it no longer fits the narrative that we have created for our lives. Right? We have that story that we keep forming. And when the story says, I'm not loved, I'm unloved, I'm unlovable, then even when we are shown unconditional love, we can't see it because it no longer fits the narrative that we have in our heads, and we know that our narrative is true, right? We must believe that our narrative about ourselves is true, so we can't see anything that would be opposite of that narrative. When in reality, right, the hurtful thing or the embarrassing situation or the little nagging, little negative comments about you, all of those things really meant something about the person who said them or the person who did them, the person who made the statement or did the action to begin with. It was never about you to begin with. It was always about the person who did the action or made the statement. And I'm of the opinion that people mostly do what they can with the tools that they've been given, And for many people, that may not be much, right? That may not be many tools. And so I don't think people are maliciously mean to their children or to their relatives. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that each one of us probably used the tools that we were given. And in a lot of people's lives, that was not a lot. That was not a big resource. We weren't given a big belt. What is that old expression, when all you have is a hammer, the whole world looks like a nail, right? Because a lot of times our parents didn't have the tools, didn't have the parental training, didn't have the Dr. Spock books or whatever it was, right? A creative training or anything like that. So I really do believe that most of us are doing the best we can. And people treat us the way they were treated. I really think that that's probably most of it. People treat us the way they were treated. And, and sometimes that wasn't very positive. Maybe it wasn't as positive as what we would have desired. But the good news is always, history is not destiny. Right? History is not destiny. How you were treated as a child, what messages you had as a child, what you received that may have colored your view of what's possible is not carved in granite. We have free will. We can change. We can change our thinking and change our life. That is what the science of mind and spirit is all about. We get to question that thought. We get to question what we think. We get to change what we think and change what we do as a result of that change of thought. Right? Change your thinking, change your life. That's what Dr. Ernest Holmes said. Change your thinking, change your life. And as we do, drop by drop, like he said, maybe the muddy water in the beaker that we are becomes clearer and clearer, thought by thought, change by change, until we are those crystal clear vessels through which spirit can flow in and through and around us and change the conditions of our lives. We become more self-actualized. We become Spirit 2.0. We become that higher expression of spirit as us because we come to believe the truth about who and what we are. That we are spirit incarnate, that we are spirit having an expression, having a life, living a life, and we have within us all of those qualities of God to demonstrate around us, to improve things. Ernest Holmes, in the Practical Application of Science of Mind, wrote this: "Our every thought is creative. In our experience, through the creative action of the law of mind upon it, so, in changing our pattern of thought, we do not change the nature of the law, but we provide it with a new plan of action. And regardless of what the experience may have been, our new thought pattern is what counts now. We're not fighting anything. No belief in a devil or in evil or in limitation. We are merely using our God-given right to choose the way we desire to think. And through the normal, natural, creative action of the thought, it becomes manifest as our tangible experience." Very simple. We do not change the nature of God by thinking differently. We do not change the laws of spirit or the natural laws of the physical world. We can't pray a river to flow in the opposite direction. We can't pray to suspend the law of gravity, right? But when we align with the laws of spirit, with the natural law and the physical law and the spiritual law, when we align with it, we allow it to flow through us and into a new way of living and into a new thought of being in the world. We go back to the beginning, really. We go back to the thinking that we had as a child. And I think that's why they keep saying that in the Bible, right? We have to be as a child before we can enter the kingdom of heaven. Well, of course. Of course. We have to give up the false ideas that were laid upon us by the world. We have to reject the voice of the world for the voice of truth. And the voice of truth is that infinite potential that lies within us. Right? When the wave function collapsed and became an event. When we heard something or experienced something, and then we created meaning by it. And that meaning limited us, and it limited our potential. It limited our possibilities. We have to take that moment back in our minds and realize it was not about us. It never was. It was about them. It was about the speaker, right? It was about someone else. And we let that moment expand out before us. And we get to see it. We get to stand in the gap. We get to view our lives as that limitless possibility. So the wave function does not collapse, and we can have a new thought right there. Right? You don't have to believe every thought you think, right? You know that. You just really don't. So when we get to that place in our mind where so-and-so said this and I came to believe that as a result, right there, we interrupt the circuitry. Right there, right at that moment, we are in a state of pure potential. Right there. We're at a point of infinite possibilities. And we get to choose again. Right there in our infinite field, right there, we get to rewrite our narrative. Right there in that infinite field, we get to choose again. We get to make new meaning of the words we heard, of the events that happened to us. We get to contemplate maybe a new meaning grows out of that event for us. And we get to see it differently. And we get to change our narrative. We make a new one for ourselves. And if I go back to the same old meaning that I've had my whole life from that event, I'll continue to outpicture the same old experiences, right? And if I choose to think differently about it, I get to draw new meaning from that experience. So I can go down the, oh my God, what's wrong with me? Why do these things always happen to me? I keep out picturing the same stuff over and over and over again. Or we get to choose, this is not my stuff. This was somebody else's stuff. I am free to believe something else about that event, about myself, about my life. So is it going to be old familiar patterns that keep us stuck in that monotonous regularity? Or is it going to be new thought? We have free will. We get to decide. Ernest Holmes in the Science of Mind text said this: mind is the realm of causes. Conditions are the realm of effects. Effects flow from causes, not from themselves. Thought is the instrument of mind. New thoughts create new conditions. We must learn to think in the absolute. This means to think independently of any given or experienced effect. Judge not according to appearances, right? This thought strikes away the shackles of bondage and finds a new cause at work. When we take that moment in time to suspend our thinking, to be open to the possibilities, to stand open-handed and open-hearted in the middle of the field of all potential, we get to choose, and we get to choose again. And so what's so perfect about the science of mind and spirit and about free will? Choose wisely. Choose wisely. Choose the empowering thought, the greater thought, the new thought that sets you free. Thank you.
universe burst open, and I found that I was safe, and I couldn't turn away. All that I could ever be was shining right in front of me, and all that I am was right there in my hand. Here I am in the heart of my being, in a state of grace, and all is well, yeah, all is well. Here I am in this magical moment, and all, yeah, all is well. In the eyes of someone loving is a feeling overwhelming, and the giving into bliss, like the soul's holy kiss, and everything surrounding me, the beauty of eternity, and everything's made of this never-ending love. Here I am in the heart of my being, in a state of grace, and all is well, yeah, all is well. Here I am in this magical moment, and all, yeah, all is well. Anytime I want, it will be, 'cause the magic is really me. It's all that is. Here I am in the heart of my being, in a state of grace, and all is well, yeah, all is well. Here I am in this magical moment, and all, yeah, all is well. Here I am in the heart of my being, in a state of grace, and all is well, yeah, all is well. Here I am in this magical moment, and all, yeah, all is well. All, yeah, all is well. All, yeah, all is well.
Yay, we love it. Thank you, Teri. That was wonderful. Looking forward to seeing you in person, though. You know, it's, you can just feel it, can't you? The energy is just really gathering for this great reunion that we will be having this year sometime. I don't know when, but I know it's coming, right? I know you feel it too. Well, now is our time for conscious circulation. It's our opportunity to practice a spiritual principle, and it's called abundance. It's called being in that spiritual law of giving and receiving, cause and effect, whatever you want to call it, knowing that we are in the flow of God's good, and that we could never outgive God even if we tried. So this is your opportunity to prove that principle in your own life, to absolutely give to those people, places, and things that support you and nourish you spiritually. If vision is that, and I hope it is, this is your appropriate place for your gifts and tithes, contributions. And if you give online automatically, if you give from your bank to our bank, if you do that electronically, so you don't have a check in your hand right now, but I want you to bring it into your mind. I want you to really resonate in that feeling of being in the flow, that feeling of being in God's abundance as we go within for prayer. You ready? Good. I know that God is and we are. I know that there is one life. It is God's life. It comes complete with everything. All of the qualities of God, all of those things that we know Spirit to be, we know we are. We know that those qualities flow through us in limitless amounts. We know we absolutely stand in this field of infinite potential. Possibilities are limitless. We get to pick and choose through free will those things that we will actualize, that we will let flow through us as we embody them, believe them, we demonstrate them. And I know abundance is one of those things. I know abundance is a quality of God. And I know it flows through each and every one of us in those limitless amounts. As big as we can imagine, that is what flows through us. So I know we stand right here, right now, in the river of God's abundance, open-hearted, open-handed. We accept gratefully, we give graciously, and we stay in the flow. Giving great thanks. I know this is so, and so it is. Amen.
As I give, so do I receive, joyfully, gratefully. As I give, so do I receive, fully, freely. God is the river where abundance flows. Stepping into it, I accept and know as I give, so do I receive. So do I receive, offering my first and best. As I give, so do I receive, knowing how I've been blessed. God is the river where abundance flows. Stepping into it, I accept and know as I give, so do I receive. So do I receive back to where my soul is fed. As I give, so do I receive. Thank you for my daily bread. God is the river where abundance flows. Stepping into it, I accept and know as I give, so do I receive.
Thank you. That is just a lovely song. I so enjoy it. Now is the time for our miracle minute. And you know what? I've got a demonstration of answered prayer. But I have 1, no, 2, 3, no. I have 4 demonstrations of answered prayer. You guys have been busy out there. I love it. Busy praying, busy demonstrating, busy proving the principles to yourselves that we absolutely demonstrate these fabulous principles of science of mind, the way to change our thinking and change our life. And we got them right here. I love it. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep praying. Keep calling the practitioners. Keep practicing these spiritual principles. Keep demonstrating these miracles in and around your life. So let me tell you, this is from Susie A. She said she had surgery on the 19th. She asked the practitioners to pray. She got test results. Everything is all clear. It's all good. It's all God. And aren't we grateful? Yes. Yes, we are grateful. Thank you, Susie, for sharing that. And from Shar Snow, she said she was having some plumbing problems in her house, and her husband attempted to, go through the whole plungy thingy, whatever. Okay, it became obvious to them they needed a plumber. It was at night. She went to prayer right away, kept absolutely knowing the truth. At 10:30, things got resolved. The pipes had gotten cleared out from the external side, which also meant that her homeowners association paid for it because it was anything outside the home. That was a manifestation of prosperity. Thank you, God. So grateful. I love it. I love it. And from Mike N. Okay, he had a prayer request that he sent to the practitioners to get the extension of his group therapy, and through the power of prayer in this practitioner group and the hard work on the part of the therapists, right? He got the extension that he really desired through the VA. always, always, always believing that prayer changes things. It absolutely does. And the final one is here from Cindy M. And she said she asked the practitioner corps to pray. Her daughter needed housing, affordable housing. She'd been on the list for over a year. And after the prayer work, not one, but two apartments became available. She had her choice. She's moving into her new housing. So grateful. So grateful that what? That prayer changes things, because prayer changes us. We become those clear vessels, don't we? Where spirit can flow into the conditions around us, changing them, uplifting them, and uplifting our lives. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, notice that your prayer work is demonstrating. Keep a journal, keep track, and email me at revpatty@visioncsl.com so that I can share your miracle minute next week. Thank you so much. And now you know what time it is, right? It's time for the last word by Johnny Kirko.
Here's Johnny. You know, it's not going to be that long before I get to hear that live with all of you guys. Man, do I miss you guys. Just for that alone. So today we have a very special concert being produced right here at Vision. It's through the Bodhi Tree concert series. So if you'd like to watch it, it's with Leonard Patton and a group of people. It's really going to be a cool concert. Go to bodhitreeconcerts.org and sign up and watch it. It's going to be really cool. It starts at 4 o'clock today. Mark and I are going to be working that. So check that out. We are continuing our Vision meet and greet. It starts right after this celebration is over. Join the time with our group. We have the practitioners available for one-on-one, as well as just getting together and saying hi. Love to see you guys. Continuing the Coffee Connections Monday through Friday at 8:30, led by Reverend Lori Sheets. Check that out. We have a group of people who get together each week and have all kinds of just get together and say hi, and they have little projects they're doing as well, so it's kind of fun. Uplifts are Monday through Friday, 1 o'clock Pacific time, led by Reverend Patti Paris and our ministers and practitioners and all kinds of good stuff. So join us during the week, 1 o'clock Pacific time. Love to see you there. You can do that on Facebook or the website or on YouTube. We have them available on all those. Joe Rathburn will be with us this Thursday. It's Joe Rathburn and the Buddy System. And they will be together at 7 o'clock. That was almost like a cuss word. And it'll be available at 7 o'clock on Thursday night. Join us and be a part of that. It's going to be fun. So, I don't know if you read the e-newsletter yesterday. If you didn't, shame on you. And if you aren't getting our e-newsletter, sign up and go to our website and sign up for our e-newsletter. But we have a very special St. Patty's Day dinner set up that Reverend Patti is going to be cooking for you. So the way it's going to work is you sign up for the dinner online, let us know, and Reverend Patti's going to be here cooking it that day, and you'll be able to come by, drive by, and pick up your meal and take it home. So it's going to be corned beef, cabbage, and some potatoes, and maybe a little treat or something. So sign up for that. It's going to be really cool. I can't wait for it. I love corned beef and cabbage, and Reverend Patti does an excellent job. Reverend Patti, it's, patio furniture that our friend Christian Wassinger used to call her when he did his little cute skit. So patio furniture is going to be with us and making some good corned beef and cabbage. Sign up for that. Next week, Reverend Patti Paris will be back. Her talk title is Name Your Game. And we have Gary Lynn Floyd as our guest music. So Gary Lynn Floyd, I asked him to be with us because it was 1 year ago on the second week of March that we had him and Jamie Lula, and all hell broke loose because we stopped the next week. A lot of things happened. So I thought Gary would be back because we are opening up soon. Not tomorrow, but soon. We'll let you guys know when we're going to do that. Also, next week is time change, so we're springing forward. We wanted to remind you that, so don't be late for our celebration online. If not, you're going to miss it. You're going to have to watch it on replay. So do that next Saturday night. Put your clocks forward. So today is the first week of March, and we're celebrating March birthdays. So we have a group of them. We love you guys, and we have a special little video, and love you. See you guys soon.
Happy birthday, dear friend, we sing to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. We thought we'd try to tell you how we love you on your birthday. We thought we'd try to sing and dance and play today. We wanted to surprise you on your birthday and say we love you every day, not just today. Happy birthday, dear friend. We sing to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers. It was very nice of you to sing happy birthday to our March babies. And I understand that Mr. Rogers' birthday was in March as well. So he was singing for himself and for us. I love it. Well, now is the time for our affirmations in truth. I would love for you to stand up wherever you are, all around. I can just picture all of us standing around the country, just holding up the energy and just being the place where truth and light and love and joy abound. So let's stand up and let's say these affirmations about ourselves in power, in the present tense, in that absolute knowingness that this is the truth for us. You ready? You with me? Let's do this. I know myself to be fully creative, infinite, and boundless. New and exciting possibilities appear to me every day. Today, I am overflowing with joy and energy. Yeah, we're going to say that third one because I know some of you aren't feeling it. I can just get that. You're just not feeling it right now. But say it again. Say it throughout the day. I know you will absolutely take it on as truth. Today, I am overflowing with joy and energy. It feels good, doesn't it? Even the second time, it even feels better. Let us pray out. Giving great thanks for this celebration, to know that we come together in truth, we come together in love and in joy, to know that God is, we are, that there is one life, it is spirit, it is flowing infinitely through each one of us, through our experience of life. And I know that as we align with truth more and more, it flows through us in just never-ending streams of abundance, of joy, of peace, of harmony, of unity, and of love. I know that we are the place where Spirit shows up in form, transforming not only our lives, but the lives of all those around us. We are absolutely the agents for change right here, right now. Just knowing that increases the love on earth, increases the peace, the joy. We are that. Giving great thanks, I simply let this be. And so it is. Amen. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Bye-bye.